And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other.
Well, that's interesting because I don't, correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, I don't remember Josh Shapiro ever making statements like this when people are constantly firebombing Teslas, damaging Teslas, trying to blow up Teslas and their dealerships. I don't remember this enthusiasm. What's going on, guys? Matthew back again, this time for another political video. Unfortunately, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro's mansion, the governor mansion, was set ablaze sometime yesterday by some crazy person. Let's get into it. Here we have the article from dailymail.com titled "Governor's Mansion Arsonist Cody Balmer Makes Chilling Revelation About what he'd have done if he'd seen the lawmaker." The arsonist who torched Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's mansion has revealed he would have hit him with a hammer if they crossed paths. That reminds me of Nancy Pelosi's husband, who was hit in the head with a hammer with the guy that he was supposedly having sex with. They try to say that's not what happened, but a lot of people think that's what happened. Cody Balmer, 38, has been charged with attempted murder, aggravated arson, burglary, and terrorism over the shocking incident early on Sunday morning. Dauphin County District Attorney Fran Chardo said Balmer hammered his way into the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania property while Shapiro and his family slept inside, before launching Molotov cocktails through two windows. Fire crews rushed to the three-story Georgian home around 2 a.m. Luckily, everyone inside was in a separate part of the property and managed to safely evacuate. But the incident could have taken a deadly turn if Balmer had come across the Democratic Party governor during his bloodthirsty rampage. According to the police affidavit seen by Daily Mail, Balmer told police he would have beaten him with a hammer if they had crossed paths. During his interview, Balmer admitted to harboring hatred towards Governor Shapiro, though it's unclear whether this is on political or other grounds, and I'm hearing rumors that this was because the state of Pennsylvania decided to auction off his property. I don't know how true that is, but we'll find out going forward. Balmer launched his attack on the mansion located at 2035 North Front Street after managing to scale a 7-foot fence protecting the property. And there you have the image of what it looked like. It's pretty bad. I don't know how many Molotov cocktails it said he threw in there, but I know that he set off some kind of device as well after he entered the home. And this is Cody Balmer. You hear a lot of people right now talking about how you're not going to hear a lot about this story going forward because this doesn't fit the narrative of the mainstream media. This is not a Trump supporter doing anything wrong, so you're not really going to hear about it. And you can imagine if this was, because Josh Shapiro, like I said earlier, was a Democrat, and he might be running in 28 for the presidency. Had this been a Trump supporter, this would be all over the place, and you know that. That is Josh Shapiro and his family there. Shapiro was sleeping inside alongside his wife, Lori Shapiro. Additional guests and staff members were also in bed at the time, according to police. Cops said video surveillance footage from security cameras both inside and outside the residence showed Balmer climbing over an exterior perimeter fence before smashing his way inside using a hammer. The defendant approached the piano room windows on the south side of the governor's residence and proceeded to break an exterior window. The defendant then threw an incendiary device into the residence through the broken window. Balmer went on to break an adjacent window and entered the burning building via this cavity before deploying an incendiary device in the dining room. Police said he wore all black apart from two different colored gloves, one orange, one yellow, which were later found in trash cans on nearby Peffer Street. He also donned a snap-on jacket with distinctive shoulder patches, which Pennsylvania State Police later found in his home in Pembroke Borough, along with a gasoline container. Affidavit reveals that Balmer's ex-girlfriend, who was not named, turned him in initially on his request before he turned up at the police station himself. So he goes here, he firebombs this mansion, and then just tells his ex-girlfriend to turn him in, and then he shows up at the police station. That's really weird. My conspiracy mind wants to say that he was hired to do it for the news story, but I have no idea if that's true. This dude could just be crazy. This is apparently one of his tweets or Facebook posts. Biden supporters shouldn't exist. Where were you his first run? Well aware of the trash he is. As for the second, still knew what scum he is. Now, why did y'all forget what? Because he did? So he's clearly not a Biden supporter. And I believe he's a socialist, so I don't know if he's a Bernie supporter or not. Balmer from Harrisburg told cops he removed gasoline from a lawnmower and poured it into Heineken bottles, which he used to firebomb the mansion. Photographs showed the luxury mansion was badly damaged by the fire, with several rooms reduced to blackened husks with all possessions inside torched to the ground. Surviving pieces of furniture in the impacted areas included a chandelier, badly charred sofa, several coffee tables, and one stunning interior, and thankfully no people. A shocking photograph of Balmer clutching a gun and pointing it down the lens of his camera has also been unearthed since, which is this image right here. Balmer's social media profile is littered with political commentary and criticism about American institutions. He previously made chilling posts about former President Joe Biden and his supporters, going as far as suggesting the former president was going to be killed. Biden supporters shouldn't exist. Yeah, we saw that already. Rest in peace, Joe Biden. Whoops, that's in May. Not my president. Another read, while another added that knowing is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence. Wow. And we'll come back and look at this video of Josh Shapiro. Look at that. That is crazy. Let's see. Shapiro shared a statement via X about the shocking incident. Last night at about 2 a.m., my family and I woke up to bangs on the door from the Pennsylvania State Police after an arsonist set fire to the governor's residence in Harrisburg. Harrisburg Bureau of Fire was on the scene, and while they worked to put out the fire, we were evacuated from the residence safely by Pennsylvania State Police and assisted by Capitol Police. Thank God no one was injured and the fire was extinguished. Every day we stand with the law enforcement and first responders who run towards danger to protect our communities. Last night they did so for our family, and Lori and I are eternally grateful to them for keeping us safe. Talks about his children. There's more pictures of how bad the damage is. That's crazy. Just before the fire started, Shapiro, who is Jewish, offered Passover wishes on X, saying, "From the Shapiro family's Seder table to yours, happy Passover," and Chag Pesach. I don't know what that means, but yeah, there's another theory that because he's Jewish, there's a lot of Palestine, Israel stuff going on right now, that this could have been a motivating factor, but it seems at this point to be just that the state was auctioning off his property, and Balmer had an issue with institutions like the article had previously said. But let's go up here and see what Shapiro had to say real quick.
Don't know the person's specific motive yet, but we do know a few truths. First, this type of violence is not okay. This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other.
Well, that's interesting because I don't, correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, I don't remember Josh Shapiro ever making statements like this when people are constantly firebombing Teslas, damaging Teslas, trying to blow up Teslas and their dealerships. I don't remember this enthusiasm regarding all of that. But now that it happened at his home, now this shouldn't be happening on either side. And he's right about that. It shouldn't happen on either side. But when it happens on the opposite side, you're supposed to talk about it just as enthusiastically as you are now.
Directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay. And it has to stop. We have to be better than this. We have a responsibility to all be better. And
here are those rumors I was referring to, and referring to Balmer was reportedly angry with Shapiro after the state of Pennsylvania auctioned off his property. And I've already watched this video here. I think he just goes on to talk about the charges, but there's a picture of Balmer, and I guess that must be his ex-girlfriend that was referred to in that article. And I guess he has 4 children. I hate it for them. Their dad is going away for a very long time, and so they won't have a father anymore. And you have to take all this with a grain of salt because it is on Twitter, so I don't know how verified this is. Okay, so this next tweet is from Tony Saruga. It says, this is someone who has something to do with computers, My partners and I have been lifetime data scientists. We own the digital ID of every mobile device computer in the U.S. and have indexed and archived every IP address in the world. Our extensive experience in big and deep data, including geo-tracking and geolocation, and then it goes on from there. I'm not sure what the rest of it says, but it says in investor, board member, big data pioneer, Intel Ops, CIA, NSA, contractor, whistleblower, AI implementer, healthcare, defense. So don't mess with this guy, but this is his tweet here. I'm going to try to move this for you. Yeah, media and corrupt politicians are already spinning the facts. None of us have the whole story yet, but we do know 100% that Cody Balmer, born March 23rd, 1987, resident Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. There's his address, his phone number, and it says that his mobile devices were present for 39 Kamala Harris rallies, Antifa, BLM, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian protests. So again, take all that with a grain of salt. I don't know how true that is, but we do know that he firebombed the mansion. But anyway, guys, that's the story regarding Josh Shapiro and his mansion and the firebombing. If I find out anything more in the future, I'll try to make a video about it. If you find out anything that I was not able to report on, please let me know in the comments below. And please provide any further context in the comments below as well. Let me know what you agree with or disagree with me on about this. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.